Hey guys, I put together a little Star Wars trivia presentation for you, real quick. This is for the casual fans who saw the movies and liked them. The more serious fans already probably know this stuff. I hope you enjoy it. One of the inspirations for Star Wars were old movie serials. A movie serial is a movie that is shown in chapters. For example, a theater will show chapter 1 week, and then next week people will come back and watch chapter 2. At the beginning of each chapter, there would be a summary of the story so far. This is kind of why that Star Wars has a beginning text kind of explaining the story, and also why the first chapter or the first movie in the series is actually called Episode 4. Lucas wanted people to kind of feel like they were kind of coming into the middle of what was a bigger story. Another inspiration were the films of Akira Kurosawa, particularly The Hidden Fortress. In this movie, a general is helping a princess navigate through enemy territory, and they kind of enlist the help of two bumbling peasants. If this sounds a little familiar, you may want to think of Princess Leia, General Ben Kenobi, and R2-D2 and C-3PO. On the left is concept artwork for the first Star Wars movie. I always felt that Darth Vader's armor was inspired by a samurai's armor. The connection between a samurai and his sword was very important, probably pretty similar to a Jedi and a lightsaber. In 1977, the year the movie came out, CBS released the Star Wars Holiday Special around Christmas time. This is kind of famous or infamous, as it's not really of any good quality and it was never officially released. I don't believe George Lucas or even any of the actors really care about this at all. The basic premise is that on Chewbacca's home planet, the holiday called Life Day is coming up, and Han is trying to help Chewbacca get to his home planet through all the Imperial threats. That is the basic framing device of the story, but most of it is about different sketches, skits, and even a cartoon. If you look at the bottom picture there, you'll see Boba Fett, which is actually his first appearance in the Star Wars universe before The Empire Strikes Back. The cartoon is the one thing most fans think is actually pretty good. The lady with the silver purplish hair on the top there, that is actually Bea Arthur, one of the Golden Girls herself, as she was doing a skit musical number in the cantina. And in the upper right is Chewbacca's son, Lumpy. For a while, Return of the Jedi was actually called Revenge of the Jedi, until George Lucas came to the realization that Jedi don't really get revenge. However, by the time that change was made, some of the pre-production and merchandising had already kind of gone out. So the original merchandise bearing this actual name can be quite expensive these days. In 1951, the movie The Day the Earth Stood Still came out, and the phrase Klaatu Barada Nikto was made famous by that movie. And inspiration for 3 aliens found at the beginning of Return of the Jedi came from that phrase. In the upper middle is Klaatu, on the right is Barada, and at the bottom middle is Nikto, which is actually the name of that species of alien. Now here's a little bit of quick trivia. George Lucas had his director's fee waived so he could keep the merchandising rights. Yes, and he made out very well on that one. Obi-Wan was written to be Luke's father in the big reveal from The Empire Strikes Back. It was written for the Darth Vader actor to say, Obi-Wan was your father, or Obi-Wan is your father. And then Mark Hamill was pulled aside by the director and told that George Lucas knew this, the director knew this, and if it got leaked, they knew it would be because of Mark Hamill, and essentially he was then told the line is actually, I am your father. The characters were inspired by cultural archetypes. An archetype is kind of a common icon or aspect found in folk tales and literature. Examples would be the reluctant hero, the trickster, the wise wizard. The name Skywalker was originally Starkiller. Yes, I've read the first few drafts of Star Wars, and that was the name. Jabba the Hutt was first filmed as a human character in a scene that got cut That was in episode 4. We would not see Jabba again until Return of the Jedi. And later on, when Lucas wanted to do the special editions, he inserted that scene back in, but then he used computers to make Jabba, instead of a human, into a slug creature. And Harrison Ford previously worked with George Lucas on American Graffiti. That's a pretty good movie that I recommend. Thank you for watching. Now go get yourself a bowl of C-3POs.